Hello. I don't know if anyone hears me or sees me, but I am here. If you want to let me know who is here in the comments, where are you streaming from? Where are you going to take this class from? I'm very curious to know. Hey. Anyone here? All right. All right, well, it is 11 a.m. now. I am going to go ahead and get started. And give me one moment. All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. Let me just mute myself here. My name is Melissa Aparicio. I am right now in California. I've been in California since about late February, but I'm originally from the Sonoran Desert in Tucson, Arizona. That's kind of where my heart is, where my home is, but California has been also equally amazing. So I'm a breathwork facilitator. I have been practicing now for about 3 years, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. And I found breathwork during an equally crazy time, a crazy chapter in my life, when I was going through a lot of anxiety, and that's how I ended up finding breathwork. So that's kind of my backstory with breathwork. I host a lot of different workshops, different types of classes, and I mostly see clients one-on-one privately, so we could go a little bit deeper. And basically, my intentions for this class are for you to leave this space feeling a lot lighter than when you arrived, when you first logged in. So I do ask that you reserve a little bit of time, maybe find some privacy wherever you are. This is a practice where you are going to go very deep in yourself, and yeah, just when you have a little bit of privacy, it makes it that much more accessible. And yeah, you just find yourself a little bit more willing to go a little bit more deeper when you don't feel like you're going to be interrupted per se. So I guess my main message here for everyone is that our bodies naturally breathe. We are breathing right this minute. Our bodies breathe to keep us alive. So we may as well learn how to use the breath as a tool. It's the most freely available tool that any of us has access to. So I'm a big proponent of learning how to manage the breath, of learning how to catch yourself in those moments where you're not breathing, because a lot of the condition today in this modern world is that we have a lot of constricted breathing up in our chest. And I think all of us have experienced this probably every single day, where you find yourself breathing from here to here. It's very short. It's very shallow. And in reality, we are born with this capacity, with these big diaphragms that stretch from here to all the way down to our belly button. Below our belly button, we have these diaphragms that are designed to like expand and contract. And instead, we're just doing this. And so that's very stressful to the body. Our nervous systems get very stressed out. It gives the illusion that we are in danger or that we're not safe. And so then your body starts sending all of this chemistry that you're not safe. And that's why the anxiety comes on. That's why a lot of the undesirable feelings end up finding you. And so when we bring a little bit more awareness to our breath, when we have the capacity to say like, oh, look, I'm breathing really short, and you change that by, you could just put a hand on your stomach, and it's that simple. You just start filling that space with air. and that's like literally changing your body's chemistry, your blood chemistry. So that's why I feel like it's very important for us to be very cognizant of how we're breathing on the day to day, moment to moment. And this is a practice that you can take with you anywhere. Like literally when you're driving your car, when you're standing in line at the grocery store, it doesn't matter. The breath is always with you wherever you are. So we may as well use the breath as a tool. So the kind of breath work that I'm going to be teaching and guiding you through today, it's a lot more geared towards clearing emotional trauma, towards clearing stagnant energy in the body. We all carry our pasts. We all carry so much stuff in our body and it all accumulates. And so we can use the breath to kind of go in and manually push those stagnancies out of our body. And this method is very, very effective in doing that. And it's super simple. It's just a 3-part breath where it's all done through the mouth. So it's all mouth breathing, and you're going to breathe into your belly, you're going to breathe into your chest, and then you're going to exhale everything out of the mouth. And this is going to be done laying completely flat on your back. And yeah, so you might experience a lot of things in this. Like every single body is different, every single person is different. So it's important to just recognize that, to honor that, and notice whatever is coming up for you. Pretty soon, when you start this breathing technique, within the first few minutes, you're going to start feeling all of the electricity in your body. And it's going to feel like very different, because we're not used to operating in that mode on a moment to moment basis. But you're going to start feeling all of your electricity. You're going to start like igniting your nervous system. And basically, like you could think about the nervous system as if it is your electrical wiring system of your body. And so a lot of our electrical wiring systems are very weak. They're very low voltage because we're very repetitive. We go from point A to point B to point C, and that's about it. So we're not really accessing our full power, if that makes sense. So this practice is going to tap you back into your power source. It's going to get the electricity moving in your body. It's going to start pushing through all of the energetic tangles that you are carrying around. And we can recognize these tangles in all kinds of ways. Like we all have our own unique holding patterns. For me, I'll use myself as a personal example. I hold a lot of my stuck energy in my shoulders, in my upper back, especially my right side. And so that is like in the breath work, it's an opportunity for me to go into those areas and for me to just push out all of that old stuff that is literally just living in this part of my body. Like we all have these aches and these pains, and we try to rationalize them and make them logical, but we need to understand that a lot of it is energetic. And so that's the beauty of the practice of breath work, that we can work with ourselves on a lot more subtle levels. Right now, the world is in some sort of pandemic, and that creates a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty. And although a lot of us are getting through just fine, a lot of that stuff is very subtle and it's still existing in your body. So I want to invite everyone today to just work with that energy, we kind of normalize our pain. You know what I mean? And so let's take the pain that we're experiencing, whether we're aware of it or not aware of it, and use our breath to go inside of our bodies in a deeper way and push out the old to make room for the new. Because we can't invite new energy if we are just filled with old stagnant stuff. Does that make sense? So another thing that this breathwork technique can offer you is new perspective. And that goes for all kinds of forms of breath work. So sometimes we're just stuck in our minds about certain things happening in our lives. And sometimes you can have like an outer body experience that just makes you see the thing that you're so worried about or so stressed about in a whole different perspective, and it doesn't seem so bad anymore. Or you just get clarity as to what you need to do with it. That happens to me and all of my clients when we practice this way. I say this to inspire you to be open to any suggestions that come to you. And the suggestions might not make sense. It might not be a clear voice, but it might come as a feeling, And so in many ways, this is us working with kind of the spirit realm, and us being open to receiving messages. And you might experience a lot of resistance in your practice, and that's perfectly fine. Breathing through our mouth is not natural. We are designed to breathe through our nose. When we breathe through our mouth, we're actually exciting the system. We're stimulating the body. But when you breathe through your nose, you're actually calming down the nervous system. You're down regulating the body, and we're trying to do the opposite, basically, of calming it down. We're trying to bring everything up to the surface so that it can express itself and that it can move out. Does that make sense? And so, yeah, a lot of this practice is us just trusting our bodies, trusting our breath, trusting that whatever information is finding us in that moment is meant to find us in that moment, and nothing might happen too. And if you're just resisting the whole time, there's a lot of value in just observing yourself resist. Does that make sense? Like, we have to be able to watch our own chaos, and that's the heart of any meditation or breathwork practice, self-observation. And so we're going to be breathing actively for about 35 to 40 minutes. So please set aside that time right now. And we're going to be doing this technique laying completely flat on your back. So if you have a yoga mat, or if you're at home and you have access to your bed, any surface where you're comfortable, just laying down flat for about 30 minutes, okay? And so take a moment, get yourself situated. If you want to grab a glass of water for after you're done breathing. If I really recommend staying flat on your neck, but if you need some extra support, just grab a really thin pillow, okay? And you can also prop up your knees with a pillow if that feels comfortable to you. But this practice is super, super effective when you're just like completely flat. And so before you lay down to practice, I'm going to show you a little bit of what the technique looks like. So it's a 3-part breath, and you're going to breathe into your belly. Let me see. Into your chest, out through your mouth. Does that make sense? So it's that simple. Again, it's going to feel uncomfortable. Let it feel uncomfortable. A lot of times working with your breath is us getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And when we get comfortable being uncomfortable, we have access to information that we don't normally have access to. So just allowing yourself to go there, giving yourself permission to go there. So yeah, go ahead and get comfortable for the practice. Lay flat on your back. If you need a blanket, go ahead and grab a blanket. Sometimes like your body fluctuates temperatures too with this practice. So sometimes you get really cold and you just need to cover yourself, and every single person responds differently to this. And all emotions want to do, if you break down the word emotion, it is emotion, energy in motion. It just wants to move. So however it wants to move, however the emotions want to express themselves, let them express themselves. That might look like pounding your fists on the floor at some point. That might look like crying. That might look like having to put your hands over your mouth and screaming. Like whatever you have to do to move out all of this old stuff, please just let yourself have it, because you are going to feel so much lighter the moment you release that which no longer belongs inside of you. We play host to a lot of old stories. So I will leave it at that as you get comfortable. And I'm going to be playing a little bit of music in the background. If that's distracting to you, ignore it. If it's not, just go with it. It's a little bit of a journey. So let yourself go on the journey. So give me one moment. Okay. Is everyone lying down? If you have something to cover your eyes with, that helps people drop in a lot more effectively too. And if not, that's okay. There's no rules. You get to make your own rules. Okay. So now that you're laying down flat on your back, I want you to close your eyes first. And I just want you to start taking a deep inhale in through your nose and exhale everything out of your mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Maybe hold it at the top and then exhale everything out of the mouth. And if you're in the space where you can make a little noise when you exhale, make the noise. It feels so good. When you create resonance in your throat, you're actually opening up the throat chakra. So you're actually moving a lot of the resistance and the blocks living in the throat. And that's very common for women. So continue breathing this way as you're laying down flat on your back, in through the nose. And do this for a few rounds. And just start tuning into what's going on with your body today. Where are you feeling any tension? Where are you feeling any tightness? And let your body just sink into the ground. And let your face soften. Let your eyes soften. Let your tongue just gently rest in your mouth, releasing all tension in the face. And just let gravity pull you down and start melting any of the tension that you're holding. And now I want you to imagine that there is a warm hand touching the very top of your head. And imagine that the warmth is going down your skull, behind your neck, and dripping all down your spine. And allow the warmth to reach the back of your legs, going downwards behind your calves, until it reaches the very bottoms of your feet. And keep the warmth there. Keep the warmth at the bottom of your feet. And hold it. And if it helps, you could imagine this warmth is a color. You could imagine that it's a blue or gold or purple, whatever color. And just hold it there. Continue breathing in through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. And just notice all the little things that you've ignored in your body today so far. What parts of your body are asking for attention today? Maybe grab one of your hands and place that hand over the part of your body that needs a little extra attention right now. And breathe into this area. And as you're ready, we're going to start practicing the 3-part breath that I taught you just a moment ago, okay? And so you're going to breathe into your belly, breathe into your chest, and exhale everything out of the mouth. And this is all through the mouth. So, and start really slow. So when you breathe into the belly, fill it up like a balloon, and then hold it. And then pull all of that energy up into your chest and hold it. And then exhale all of that out through the mouth. And continue doing this. And I suggest that you forget where you are, you forget your name, and you just let yourself get taken away with your breath, okay? Try to fill up the belly with air, 2% more. Then pull it up into the heart, and then exhale everything out. And when you're ready, you can start picking up the pace a little bit to get the electricity moving in your body. And it might feel a little funny because we're not used to feeling our own electricity like this. And close your eyes and just allow yourself to get lost into the motion happening in your diaphragm. You might have 1,000 thoughts going through your mind. That is perfectly okay. You don't need to pay attention to every thought that comes to mind. Always anchor back into the body. How is the body feeling? Breathe into those points of tension in your body. Feel the belly, the chest. Exhale everything out. And continue with this motion. This breath allows you to go into the body and find out where you are storing the emotions that you are not willing to feel. So much of this practice is you allowing these things that you're not willing to feel to express themselves finally and come to an end, come to completion. Continue with the breath. Breathe 2% more into the heart space. Sometimes with this practice, your hands might start to feel a little numb. They might start to tingle, or other parts of your body might start to tingle. This is completely normal. Again, trust your body. Continue with the breath. Continue stretching out your diaphragm. When was the last time you got to stretch out your diaphragm like this? You're creating space in your body. You're creating spaciousness. And if anyone is new right now, just barely jumping on, everyone is practicing a 3-part breath, laying flat on your back. So go ahead and find a spot where you can lay flat on your back. And then through your mouth, you want to breathe into your belly, into your chest, and exhale everything out. This is an opportunity for you to discover where your body is naturally storing sadness, where your body is storing uncertainty. Discover these places and support them. Maybe you're having some specific thoughts or visions or memories or colors come up for you while you're practicing. Pay attention to those. They're messengers. This practice is all about healing the heart, about clearing the old emotions that you are just hosting and holding in your body. We do not need to hold these old emotions in our body anymore. Two 2% more into the belly. Belly, chest, exhale. Belly, chest, exhale. And keep on going. If you're feeling a lot of tingling in your body, it's completely normal. Keep on going. When you feel your hands tingling, it's fear leaving our hands because we're opening up the heart meridian, which travels down your arms. And when we stretch out the lungs, our lungs are actually associated with grief. So you're moving a lot of grief out of your body when you are expanding your lungs in this way. Continue with the breath and discover everything that you haven't been willing to feel. Maybe it's been living in your body for a really, really long time, and it's time for it to move out. Maybe it's pain between family, between lovers, between friends, things happening in the world. Where is that pain being stored, and how can you express it in this moment? You can imagine that with every exhale, all of the stagnant energy is leaving your body. So breathe into the belly, the chest, and exhale everything out the mouth. If you're feeling anxious, that is perfectly okay. That means anxiety is being pulled out, and you're exhaling the anxiety out. This breath is very stimulating. It's the opposite of relaxing. If it becomes too much, if there's too much tingling, too much anxiousness, just slow down the breath a little bit. Just put a little bit more space between the breaths. And maybe just feel into what that anxiety is coming from to begin with. Where is it coming from? Why is it living in you? right, and now I want to try something with you guys. If this is accessible to you, put your hands over your mouth and I want you to hum, just to create a vibration in your throat. Can look super silly and simple. And do that 3 times. And then continue breathing. And if you are in a very private place where you feel comfortable making sound and making noise, make any noise that feels good to you. That feels good, like that it feels like a release. You can even scream into your hands as loud as you can. And you will see how crazy it feels after, how liberating it feels after. Do you see how good it feels to make sound, to make noise, to move your throat, your throat chakra? Continue with the breath now. Breathing fully into the belly, breathing fully into the heart, and then exhaling everything out. With every exhale, you could imagine a color. You could imagine blue or gold or green or whatever your favorite color is. You're just exhaling the past. You're making space. You're making yourself lighter. What emotions are coming up for you? Be curious about them. Be loving towards them. And let it be playful. Continue with the breath. Let's keep on going a little bit deeper. What's hiding in the back of the heart? And when you breathe into the belly, you can imagine that you are breathing into your power source. Our power lives in our belly. Our confidence lives in our belly. Our creativity. Unlock that. When you expand it, you're unlocking it. You're letting it express. And it could feel scary to do that. And that's perfectly okay too. And don't forget about the lower part of your body. Send some energy down towards your legs, towards your feet. And maybe put your hand on another part of your body that needs extra attention right now. Continue with the breath. Let yourself make sound. Notice your own resistance. And notice if it's harder to breathe into your belly or if it's harder to breathe into your heart. And breathe into that place just a little bit more. You can imagine the thing that you want to let go of today, that you no longer want to bring with you, that is holding you back or keeping you small. Exhale that out of your body. It doesn't belong in your body anymore. And if the practice is getting too intense for you, just slow it down a little bit. Just create a little bit more space between the breaths. Notice where your mind is taking you, what kind of thoughts, what kind of memories, what kind of colors or visions are flooding through your mind as you breathe. Continue breathing and just let all of those things pass. Continue with the breath. Breathe full into your belly, breathe full into your heart, and exhale everything out. I know it's uncomfortable. It's okay. It will be over soon. We need to create this space in our bodies, though. It helps us show up as clear human beings in this world. It helps us see our visions. It helps us set goals. This space is necessary. Try to keep your eyes closed. If your hands are cramping up, that's completely normal. There's nothing wrong with you. I promise they'll come back as soon as you're done breathing. It's a lot of fear leaving your body. It's better that the fear go out than stay in. Really stretch out your diaphragm, stretch out your belly, stretch out your chest, and exhale everything out. Notice what emotions that brings up. Is there sadness in your body? Is there grief? Do you feel lost? We don't need to make sense out of any of those emotions. We just need to feel them. That's all emotions want. They just want to be acknowledged. And let's try that thing again where you put your hands over your mouth, and in the count of 3, you're gonna hum or scream or make any sound that feels good to you in that moment, okay? 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. How does that feel? Just a little bit more with the breath. Breathe fully into the stomach, into the chest. Exhale everything out of the mouth. And kind of how we started off, I want you to breathe very slowly. Space it out. Fill up the belly and hold it. Pull all of that energy up into the heart and hold it. And then exhale everything out. Really slow, really gentle, really lovingly. We're just going to do a few more rounds just like this. Three more breaths like this. Fill up the belly, chest, exhale. 2 more times. And then as we begin, I want you to just start inhaling through your nose and exhale everything out of your mouth very slowly. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your body in a resting position, laying down. And just start to collect your experience. Start to allow your body to calm down, to reground, and collect any information that you're ready to receive from your experience, okay? Go ahead and rest. Breathe slowly into the nose. Hold it and exhale everything out of the mouth. Notice how your body is starting to ground again. Maybe if your hands were numb and tingling, they're starting to come back. Maybe your body temperature is changing. And just get really curious as to how your body feels right now. Does it feel lighter? Did you allow any emotion to express itself? And if the answer is no, that's perfectly okay too. It's also very valuable for us to witness our own resistance, because that's a very indicative sign of how you're moving through life right now. And so it's a very strong reflection for us also. And with your eyes still closed, your body laying down, just start to bring some movement back into your hands. And you could bring some movement into your feet. Maybe moving your ankles side to side. And just move really slow. There's no rush. And you could lean your head to the right and then the left. You could swim your shoulders back. Maybe bend one knee and then the other knee. And just keep on breathing. Keep on inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. This is helping your nervous system calm back down again. And before you get up, I want you to keep your eyes closed, and I just want you to imagine the rest of your day or the rest of your night, wherever you are. What kind of attitude do you want to carry with you? How do you want people to feel in your presence? What kind of person do you want to show up as today after this experience? And what did you learn about yourself? Maybe you realize there's a few things that need a little extra attention right now. And how do you want to move forward with that information? And lastly, I just want you to place your hands over your heart, maybe one hand over your belly, and just thank your body for breathing. Even when you don't ask it to, it's there breathing for you, keeping you alive, keeping you with us. And this is a practice that you have access to always. Your breath is always with you. And you don't have to breathe for as long as we did. We did a lot of breathing just now. You can shorten this practice. Just grab your phone and put a timer for 5 minutes and just expand your diaphragm and create that kind of spaciousness so you can create that kind of lightness. And very slowly, when you're ready, you can sit back up. And enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening. And I suggest taking the last few minutes before you go back into regular life and just maybe grab a pen and a paper and write about your experience, journal about your experience you just had with your breath. What did you learn? How did you feel? What did you see? All of those things matter. There are experiences. Maybe you let go of some stuff just now. Just write it all out. And sometimes you'll be surprised what you write. We surprise ourselves that way. Lastly, I just want to thank you guys for practicing with me today. Again, my name is Melissa Aparicio. You can find me on Instagram at Melissa Aparicio. And yeah, if you have any questions about this practice, you can DM me on there. Yeah, stay in touch. Drink a lot of water. This is a very dehydrating practice because we're not supposed to breathe out of our mouths. And yeah, just get some good sleep also. You might be feeling repercussions of this practice for a couple days at least. So if you feel emotional, if you feel very soft or any of that, it's perfectly normal. But yeah, thank you to Huma Breath for having me today. I am very grateful for this platform. I hope everyone is as excited as I am for the app to be released. There's going to be a ton of resources, content, practices for you to continue on your journey. But yeah, find me online. And thank you, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, wherever you are. See you guys. Adios.